So you know what, we know Fnatic can do the counter prep, they have a good coaching support system, we're gonna go for a different one. Go on border where it's equal territory.
And we have not seen Loud play border at all at the tournament, neither have we seen Fnatic play border. It's fresh battlegrounds for both of these teams here at Reload. It's time to dig into Siege X. Of course, we're playing the brand new build of the game. It's not even released yet. These pro players are getting advanced, hands-on gameplay time, and Fnatic and Loud, it should be a banging game on border. To kick things off, let's have a look at this new ban system. Loud starting on the attack are going to ban out that mirror on the defense. Fnatic banning out that Montaigne.
Monty and border is always interesting because a lot of teams don't know how to play it that well. It's very hard to play it well. Smoke ban is one of those aha, gotcha moments.
Yeah. And
you can just again enforce the attackers to go over quick plans. To go, like, just play quick in general. The only way to really substitute a smoke is kind of a Goyo by pre-placing them in spots where you throw a Toxic Babe or Tashanga. And I think border is too fast of a map to play as slow of an operator as Tashanga. So now when it comes to plant deny and generally slowing down the game, you just have less options. And this might show us that Loud, they want to go fast.
Absolutely. Now this should be a great opportunity for Loud on the attacking side to really set the tempo here. As for the defense, we're seeing that Castle make an appearance. We've seen quite a few Castle bans already today on Cafe. Was it in the first game or the second game? No, it was in our first game. It was on Lair, was it?
First game was Lair, second game was Cafe.
When did we see the Castle bans? Was that yesterday? My brain is so confused. We saw a lot of Castle bans.
Both on Cafe, between Scars and
That's
C9,
right.
both teams banned Castle.
So it was, oh my god, my brain is so...
It's a lot of Siege.
It is a lot of Siege.
We're also watching the other stream.
We also have a lot more bans than we used to.
Yeah, of
because
course.
It used to be you ban one attacker and one defender for the whole map. And now you get to ban two and then a third come round 3.
On both sides.
On both sides. So you actually get 6 bans instead of 2 now, which is a huge upgrade. It's changed the game so much, and these teams have really just run with it. Of course, that castle staying in means that Jegs has really changed the architecture of the map over on the CCTV side, where Grubby is currently going to be the one playing.
Tricky spot. We used to have, in the older maps, a lot of kind of spots in the map where you have to like play to live as long as possible. CCTV is still one of them. One of the few ones left. You can often have like 3, 4, maybe sometimes 5 different attackers fighting against you, and you don't have a lot of help. This from Fnatic is a classic EU border game though. It's playing East-West extension with the keeper barriers, Fender Magic can activate to help with the entries, playing CC extension as well. They're trying to deny Loud an entry path into the building itself, and that's where Basetto on the Blackbeard kind of has to come into play now and open it up somewhere on the map, and so far hasn't done that. With that being said, those Sarks kind of peeling off now back into office. We see the Skylight drone right there, very nicely used by Dafo, getting a bit of information. And they are making headway here for Loud. It's not necessarily super fast, but it's safe. They're all alive.
Fnatic are not looking to expose themselves. They've got a lot of keeper barriers to hide behind. A lot of Azamis from Sarks as he can continue to hold that position. Top east stairs taken. That's funny to see the gas pipe actually destroy that keeper barrier. That's a good little bit of tech to be aware of. Another gas pipe being popped on the side, it seems. It's that Deimos tracker still to come out from Perez. Still a bit of a quiet mid-round moment here from Loud as they're just poking around the bomb site, trying to figure out where the best point to ingress is. It looks like it will be an office take.
Yeah, it does look like it. The thing about this is for Fnatic, yes, you have 5 defenders alive, that's great, even manpower, but the further you go back towards the bomb site, the less playable positions do you have available. You can be stacked up shoulder to shoulder in a very tight space, except for Grubby right now inside of CC, still holding on that key position. Pop the hatch, drop down, perhaps trying again stay alive. Time 40 seconds, and Loud haven't gotten a single kill. Fnatic, they give the map control, fall back, map control, fall back.
A lot of damage done onto the Blackbeard of Basetto there. Deepak.
Careful.
Yeah, I mean, Basetto's going to have to be careful because you really need to have a lot of HP as a shield operator. You can't afford to be low.
Poor Deepak.
A simple shot, but yeah, as you said, Deepak's in a really awkward position. He's also nowhere near that smoke grenade, so we can't use the Warden's smart glasses to peer through it. He's worrying about this pressure from outside on the armory balcony as Loud is seriously encircling all the way around. In goes both of those players, Perez, SDK, live, lighting up the scoreboard as Dafo starts to force a plant down. And my god, they are just hunting down the remaining players. Sark goes for a flank. He might be able to find it. He can't deny the planter. It's a 1 versus 1. As Perez is on the floor, and Daffo has to clutch up and hold down this post plan against Jegs. There's no chance here for a revive. Jegs is low HP. Perez just scouting for information. A good flash from Daffo. He knows exactly where Jegs is. And all he needs to land is a single bullet. Bearing 9 in hand, he sprays him down. And a big clutch up for the newbie in the opening round.
One of those things again where Fnatic, they are so close together, they don't know who has to watch every single angle, and with that also, they have to worry about so many different things that can go wrong. They have Archive's window, Archive's door, the Sandwich Repel, Armory door, the Bieber's door, and the office flank from east stairs. And you saw at the tail end there, it was Deepak and Warden, middle of Armory, who had to worry about 4 different locations. Then Grubby came up the main staircase and played by that Bieber. But then the call came, hey, there's an attacker 90, Groovy, watch that. He looks away for 2 seconds to clear the angle. In that same moment, Loud, 2 players who walk into the Armory door, they take down Deepak, and the plant starts going down immediately. And it was a good response from Fnatic, flanking security, getting that 90 kill, and then going for a backstab. But because the breach hadn't been open on the hard destroyable part of the wall, they couldn't see the plant from security. Had to go all the way outside, wide swing the reinforcement, gets 1, and gets traded.
Yeah, it's a shame though. It felt very close for Sox that it potentially have clutched it up, but good explosive execute from Loud.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see on Border, right? There are some really power positions that you can hold on Border, but for the most part it's very claustrophobic, and with nades and other util you can really flush them out. Need a little bit of explosivity, not just on the attacking side, but also the defense.
Yeah, I mean, we do call Border the TDM map, right? Because it comes gunfight and team coordination above simple strategy.
Yeah, because the defense can't just sit there and play quote-unquote normally. They have to play a bit of TDM because the map is so small that if you don't play TDM on defense, you're pretty much guaranteed to die.
Yeah. In a perfect world, if you as a defending team can control where the fighting happens, you are winning. Whereas the attackers, they force the execute or force the attacking piercing point, so to speak. They're in the better position themselves. Fair bit of Brava we've seen today, actually. A bit on Cafe, now seeing here on Border. And I'm looking at the defender and I'm going, what are we hacking here, boys? You know? Fenrir Mines, of course, is a decent value target, but the Mossy Pest also making life hard. So, sacrifice the drone, get Mossy Pested,
hack it
Brava,
back.
hack it back, and now nothing happened.
It's a game of hacks.
But look at this.
Grubby does actually have...
Like, guys, somebody passport, run out right now!
Yeah,
nobody's there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, that would be such
Sox
a free
running.
kill.
Sox is trying, get there. Go, Sox, go!
Sox and Deepak are both pretty close to it. Sox is going to try and make it happen. Wow, Live just stayed far too long in that rappel. Good info, good team coordination, and with that, Grubby is going to fall back. He's going to forfeit control of CCTV. He says, look, I've done my job.
Again, playing the layers.
Oh, this is a jump in. Aggressive from STK. I don't think anybody knows. He's got the down. Hasn't finished him off as of yet, but that nade may well finish off the player. Indeed it does. A good trade from Jax, but the damage was done nonetheless.
And now again, Fnatic 3 versus 1. They get the trade that's well done. Again, they choose where the fighting happens right now, but they're falling back towards the bomb zones more, surrendering Office, Archives, and now also East Stairs. Oh, wait, as I say that. Oh, this spin! Oh.
Get turned. Sox, in theory, would have had that shot under the player in the hallway, but Daffo just survives it.
Some people might say there, Sox, what are you doing? They are red-yellow pinging from the 90 default cam to make him turn around to shoot the camera. Same second, Sox swung out. It made sense, but Loud, they had 2 players there kind of ready for it. And I mean, look at Daffo's health. It was 1 bullet off the mark.
It was worth it there for Loud. Still a valiant play from Fnatic. 3v3 now, but look at the HP. As you said, Daffo is a hair's breadth away from falling. Grubby also pretty low.
But they are just casually planting, by the way. No plant deny here, no C4, no smokes.
How are they going to try and deny this plant? They have to go and send it straight on through, but the air jab does hold at bay for a brief moment, and Grubby eventually finished off. Trying to find something, and there's the down here from Jax. And Basetto finished off. Perez is going to hold up above. He is pretty much unlosable in this situation. Unless it becomes a 2 versus 1, maybe Fnatic will have a shot, but both of them are playing from upstairs. A flashbang to go out, another one as well. Easy plant denial there from Jax. It's all up to Deepak. With 2 players upstairs, there is absolutely no way he makes this work.
Wow.
And Perez will finish him out. Great start for Loud.
Frustrating rounds, though, because if I'm the coach of Fnatic, Tristan, by the way. We're close like that. You
Oh
know?
yeah, not Sathis. You guys are buddies.
Sathis. I also get he's called Sathis. I'm not sure the story is there, but no, Tristan and I, we play ranked together sometimes actually. I'm looking at these rounds and going, we're actually winning right until we're losing. I know that's every round, right? What
wow,
I mean,
that's a 35 IQ.
That's pro analysis right there.
Somebody clip that and ship it.
What I mean by that is that Fnatic are winning the round from pretty much until the final 35 seconds. It's going well, they have either man advantage or equal numbers, they have good map space, but then they surrender one part of the bomb site, and both times Armory throws a gap, and the second time just drop the hatch and plant immediately. They didn't have an answer. So Loud, they could just say, we know where the gap is, if we can get there, we can exploit it in a 2v2, 3v3, it's fine, and they are happy with just saying, Fnatic, you think you're in control, but you're really not.
Yeah, Loud are really good at just very quickly identifying.
Yes.
Look, we can pretty much plant right here,
That last
right now.
round, how did they even know? I mean, they just took office. We saw them literally. 2 defenders dropped off his hatch. Sarks swung Easter's door. I'm thinking, okay, now they're gonna drone for like 30 seconds, right? No. As that happens, we're talking about how Sarks made that play and it was worth it. They dropped and planted immediately. They were so ready and so prepared to take that fast push.
All it took was one quick drone inside of a bathroom. Saw the bulletproof camera. They must have just taken down the bulletproof camera, dropped and planted.
And again, the smoke ban here is genius, right? Because both of those 2 rounds with smoke open, if played, of course, could have easily stopped both of those plant attempts.
Yeah, the smoke has been such a staple for so long. Very rarely gets banned. I think people sometimes take for granted the kind of strats that you can do when smoke isn't in play, when a C4 isn't expected. I mean, people are not expecting, or Fnatic more specifically, are not expecting this level of pace from Loud.
It's kind of weird because, or it's fascinating actually. Loud are not playing fast at all. They're playing at one of the slowest borders I've seen in recent times, but they're doing it so well, and they're always progressing. Often teams, they look at stock at oh, that's awkward.
Wow.
They look at stock at a certain point on the map, like taking CC is difficult, for example. Loud, they will take E-stairs very slowly, work down the hallway into the break room, and then slowly towards ATTV. They never have like a wall where they cannot progress. They're just slowly going forward, second by second. This right here is where the most aggressive seen Fnatic try and stop them from doing anything. They're pre-firing, they're holding CC, they're holding E-stairs, and this time they're not falling back. They're sticking their ground because they realized Loud aren't doing anything until we give them the space. What happens if we don't give them the space?
This could be surely where the execute starts to come through. Loud.
That's a vault.
Yeah, I don't know how he found that. Jeg's caught off guard. Now deep in through the hallway.
Hello?
Live Groovy! What's Sark's doing there? Live cleans him up. Meanwhile, Groovy's gone down as well, and Fnatic are dropping one by one. It's just Deepek and Jax left. Loud can slow down. Nice peek from Deepek. He'll drop back downstairs and onto the site, but he's about to meet a few players. There's one just around the corner, hiding in the site. It's Basetto. It leaves Jax all alone in a 1v3 off-site, and so far from home. Loud have a full minute to look for this plant.
Such good gap finding again. They just know where the pressure points are, and again, an easy kill. They're just waiting. They know he's somewhere, probably in Armory. So yeah, Blind Pit downstairs, waiting. This guy in Archives, waiting. Gets the final kill. And I'm so impressed by how easy they make Border look on the attacking side, because we all know from even playing ranked, getting in the building, it's difficult. Yeah. They always have a gap. That round, off his window, just jumped in, sprinted down the hallway, shot Groovy in the back. Then it was Archive's window as well. And those 2 pressure points was enough to completely turn the round over.
Loud are spending a lot of time working together on all of those pushes. And yeah, as you said, Blackbeard taken out by Fnatic. I think that's a good move. We've seen almost every round so far Loud leaning into that particular shield. They don't want to play a Monty or a Blitz. They want to play something that gives them a rifle.
Yeah. And with that, a tactical timeout from Sathis, aka Tristan,
your
coach
mate
of Fnatic, and my pal, my lad.
One of the lads.
Fun fact, we have a Fresh, of course, has a spreadsheet of every person he plays ranked with. And it tracks the win rates of who he plays up with and how many cheaters you play, all this kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Tristan and I have like the most disgusting win rate together. And individually, when we're not together, it's pretty bad actually. It was like, I think we did like 50 games one season with like a, I don't know, like a 86% win rate, and we almost never play cheaters. And then with those me, Fresh, and someone like a specific third person, we always play cheaters and we always lose.
Wow.
So we track those things.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that that's exactly what he was telling his team right then. Like,
he was telling
guys,
stories about him
take
and
a
I.
tactical timeout. By the way, I just want to tell you a few stories.
Pingu and I would have won that round, by the way.
This is what me and Pingu
in our
would have
rank
done.
stack, we do this.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's been a bit rough so far as a start for Fnatic. It's 3-0 up for Loud. What do
Yeah.
they do?
I mean, the round score doesn't tell the full story. I will say this has been a very close matchup where Loud has been a little bit better, but that little bit has given them so much value.
Yeah.
So,
They've been a little bit better every time, though.
yeah, every turn, every time.
Yeah.
I feel like for Fnatic, it's the details that has to change. Closing the net, not leaving gaps, and in this case, I actually like the idea they're playing more bulletproof utility. The castle, for example, the Melusi, technically not bulletproof, but technically is.
Partially bulletproof.
Partially bulletproof. And then I'm not sure about the Tuberao. I guess that's again if they realize that Loud are playing very slowly right now, they can slow down even further.
But Loud are really only slow until they flip that switch. Like
And then they're fast.
Exactly. Like they're slow for the first minute and a half, and then they just collapse really quickly, and then fortify their advantages.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Tuberao on this bomb set either. I feel like
Weird
there's a
pick.
world where you can be like, oh, and with that.
What's Grubby doing? I mean, Fnatic have been sending it out windows.
Oh, that means LOL
Yeah.
in Portuguese.
Yeah. Brazilians love to laugh. Kick.
They do love to laugh. So Fresh has predicted that Furia wins the entire event because they are riding on such high vibes alone. So I'm like, you know what? It's a vibe event. You know, Loud, they got the vibes and they're winning.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Prep C4.
I like this.
E1D goes out.
That's a
This
good
is a
one.
big toss. Beautiful. And STK goes down. Tempted to just go in on that, though, is Daffo. Even though he's being watched by that bulletproof camera. Straight on. Deepak trying to escape back onto site. Straight through the Bs. He goes down. And eventually, Daffo does find his kill. Meanwhile, flushing the rest of Fnatic away. Jax, he might have found his first kill, but now he's got 4 more to find. An explosive push from Loud. Only a minute into the round. And Fnatic capitulate.
I'm sorry, did I say that we're a slow attacking team? I was. They're so
just trying to
good.
disprove you again.
No, they're so good, honestly. I mean, they own border at this point. Like, it is ridiculous. They have the perfect read every single time. Slow, fast, middle part. And it's like an Office Archives kind of fake push into Armory Plant. And they're not cheesing with shields or anything else like that. Like, don't keep your line. It's like Capital Grim that round. That is like the shining stars of it. And it seems like they just have these like pocket strats they can pull out and say, okay, they got priority on Office, so we're gonna plant Armory, and we're gonna sell it Office side. Because they have 3 people over there, they're gonna have to react. And then they just find the weakness again, as always, which again time was Armory. Now you're in the point for Fnatic where, okay, we tried our baseline, we had our prep, that didn't work. Tag timeout after the final operative event comes through. Tristan, coach can talk to us, that didn't work.
No.
What do you do now? Do you go customs order and just not care anymore? Like,
No, I don't think you can. Like,
you can't.
I
no.
don't think Fnatic can go to the 4th site when they just have such shoddy defenses on all these other sites. And look, it's not that they are doing terribly necessarily. It's that Loud are in peak form at the moment. And
They are.
Fnatic are just floundering. Like everything they try, it just doesn't seem to work. You can have a nice C4 tossed here, but Loud, they have so much confidence. They do
got
not
so
give
much else.
a damn. They can just march on in. I still can't believe Daffo found that kill after he was being stared at by that
Right.
bulletproof for like 20 seconds.
But also, like, they played Falcons in secret to get here, so and they've had good results. Like the win and loss, like they're both like in the middle to like 5-4, 5-7. Where it's like they've had really good practice leading up to this 3rd matchup.
Yeah.
Whereas Fnatic, they've played Scars.
Yeah.
Back before Scars were getting rounds, 7-0. Starting defense on Skyscraper, of course. And they played DC where they lost 3-7. Like,
Yeah.
so when they played a good team, they can kind of pushed over. But look at this. Ice. Oh, no.
Great
Not
shot.
like that.
Nice use of the vert there from Grubby, holding onto the top floor. He's also got Jack supporting him. STK needs to come and help out his shield player in Basetto. It's the disappointment of not having that Blackbeard. Oh, there's 2 players
ugly.
in STK's sights. A 3rd appears. He hasn't taken down anyone. The timing is off. Jax goes deep with the pistol. The shotgun put away in favor of the track stinger. Doesn't work out for STK. Live has got to get back into it. Him and Daffo both have found kills, but it's all up to Live. In a 1v2 with more than half the round remaining on the Deimos, Live has a decent chance of making this work, but Fnatic are closer than ever to finding the first round on the board.
3 trackers, 1 just suspend, 2 grenades in pocket. I mean, this is completely winnable still. The issue is, Fnatic, they're playing it well. They're both playing up above. The no diffuser is probably somewhere in customs or stuck because all the killing happened there. And they can just oversee the bombs out from Vert. They got a bulletproof camera, they got default cams. So tough decision for Live. Do
Does
you
he
think
know?
there is a safe plant spot? If yes, you can try and go for it, but if not, they can just drop down that hatch.
He must know the whole map
Halfway.
is clear. He just
Hold
sprinted
up.
through the whole ground
No.
floor. He's gone in
What?
and planted. Grubby had Vert above, and now he whips out the Vendetta to open up some lateral holes looking into the bomb site. Grubby and Jax in awkward positions. Live loses his shot, but on the
No.
repeat, Grubby falls.
Track him.
It's now a 1 versus 1, and he can use the Deimos track. Indeed, it comes through. Where is Jax? He hears him around that corner, and he surely is going to win it. What a clutch from Live. Fnatic cannot get around.
Played perfectly. The intel, the utility, the positioning, and most importantly, he realized that there's no realistic way to win the round. He has to make what's called a desperation attempt and just staking that diffuser despite 2 guys on the vert. And it works out. And we know for a fact that they were hearing the plant going down. We saw them looking at the vert. And yet, they didn't really make more holes, they didn't drop the hatch, they blundered it. And this might just be the pressure getting to the players of Fnatic saying, we don't want to risk getting outplayed by dropping the hatch in mid-air when you're hip-fired, because in Siege X, as you're dropping down, you can no longer ADS. He comes off the plant, shoots us, it's a 1v1, you start shaking. I genuinely think the pressure is getting to them so much that they fumbled that 2v1.
Fnatic, you were one of the first teams to find a 7-0 here at Reload and therefore get that extra flawless bullet as a little reward, a little bonus. Could it be that Loud's about to do the same thing? This has been
looking like it.
It's been a slaughter. Fnatic had one chance to get around, and it was right then, and Live made them look silly. The guy is running around with the Deimos like he doesn't care. I cannot believe he sprinted through that whole map, sprinted to that diffuser, sprinted to side, you know, vaguely
clear,
checked
guys.
things. Hey, it's clear, I'm going to plant in a safe spot. The absolute balls on this guy, the cojones.
Oh, man. And also the...
How's Grubby nearly dead?
I think he jumped out the window or swung the window. He also got spawned or anti-spawn peak last round where he died very early on.
Yeah.
So we're getting a bit silly with it, which to be fair, I think anything is fair game for Fnatic. It's getting silly might be necessary, in fact.
They've been pretty silly this whole game. They've been jumping out windows every single round, and it has not worked out great for them.
But nothing's worked because Loud, they have an answer to everything. That's what's so frustrating if you're a Fnatic player right now. You tried slow, you tried fast, you tried logical, you tried like chaos, and yet whatever you throw towards Loud, they say, we recognize game, we'll just do this instead.
Very well adaptable team in Loud. Certainly made a name for themselves. One thing I hope is that we get to see the Rayora from Perez have an impact this round. Great spray from STK.
Okay.
Just a little pre-fire onto the side. We were spectating and you could barely see who he killed. A little spray through that wall onto the side. Basetto has fallen though, so that's the shield gone down. Basetto has really struggled since not being able to play that Blackbeard. I think that was a good ban from Fnatic, but the rest of Loud's been able to pick up the slack. That's
the thing. I would say the Blitz player, or the Blitz operator rather, has been pretty much pointless so far. It's just like a drone, it's an IGL, you walk around for information game. He's always been dying, but then something happens around him. This time the Blitz dies before his teammates can help him, really. Question is, what is plan B? Perez downstairs for Aura Gates and Pocket. Look at these stairs. There's a player above. He whiffs, actually. Perez, unlucky.
Yeah, Jax almost missed that one, but thankfully he gets it.
Round? Is this it?
It could be. 4 versus 2 now for Fnatic, the best chance they've had so far. Grubby wins his fight. Live and STK both have been very deadly players so far in this game. He knows where one is, and it sucks. He takes down Live, all up to STK now. Only player to have found a kill so far. He finds a second. Are they going to keep on swinging him? He's got to get that diffuser back up at some point. Reloads the M4 and goes hungry for more.
That's a tough one. Those feet holes, you have to crouch, you're prone to fight back. Really now on 1 HP, flashback going out, jump in the window, but nobody's really here. Thankfully for him, no Gumines in the area either, it looks like. Fighting to a Gumine is never fun, but in this particular round, not sure it matters how you die, because it is inevitable. There is actually a Gumine.
He is damn good at clearing these angles, I tell you what. But low HP against 3 players with no diffuser, there's no chance of that happening. Fnatic are finally on the scoreboard. It took them 6 tries, but they found 1 round of defense on border, and now we move into the second half. They've staved off a flawless defeat, thankfully, so Loud won't be getting those bonus bullets.
Trying to think here. It's always hard to predict the first two bans because we don't know what teams are gonna do expect to do, but that third one is fun to guess along, right?
Yeah,
because like this makes sense.
And surely Azami or Mira, you can't leave them both in at some point.
And
The
they won't.
Azami banned out.
Okay, and Blackbeard follows through. I mean, Blackbeard is like the shield on board. You get the grenades,
Very
you get
good
a
for
gun.
Loud. Yeah.
Now I'm curious, what's the issue gonna be in Fnatic's eyes and defense? Is it gonna be SME and Mirror? Is it gonna be a castle?
Oh.
Also smoke.
Interesting.
Okay.
So double shield ban for Loud is kind of, usual. But for Fnatic, getting rid of that smoke, I mean, it proved very effective for Loud, especially in those early rounds, going for those executes.
Yeah. Okay.
Does leave the mirror wide open.
It does, which is also getting picked the very first round, which of course means you're gonna have to play Ashe or Twitch to kind of deal with that particular operator. A Frost right now is also a curious one to me. Border isn't typically a Frost map, but we do see the occasional conk, and somebody finds himself.
I like where Perez is putting it currently, and the office window is a very good spot
fan.
for one. Archives window, you could gamble
CC
that.
window.
CC window is actually a great one because often you can clear CC but not be thinking about that. Like you won't necessarily get a chance to look at that window before you're jumping into it. The thing is, with that Frost nerf where you can self-rev, it does make it a little bit less powerful than it perhaps used to be.
Not just that, but also what happens after the self-res. You can't sprint for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like Frost Trap, self-revives, or just revives, it doesn't happen all that often. Sometimes I get reminded how miserable that is.
It sucks.
You literally cannot sprint.
Oh,
this is
Zero
cheeky from
pick.
Spawn.
I
Zero
really
is underrated. It's like Sense.
Especially on this map. I mean, have a look at this. Deepek's got these pre-lined up zeros. He's got so much information from Spawn.
The thing about Zero is that I would love to play this operator in ranked, but the game is so fast-paced that in the ranked game mode that you don't really have time to sit on the Argus cameras and put them down, all of them. This is a nice one because you do it immediately off the spawn, just like permanent information game, and the cameras don't move like a regular drone, so you won't hear them jumping around and stuff. It's a lot quieter. Oh, but they're seen regardless.
Spotted gradually, but there's a second one up
That's
there.
why there's two of them, you know. See one, you won't expect the second.
Zero does have a lot of those Argus cameras these days. I mean, he's already deployed 3, and he's got 3 more in pocket.
He was buffed from 4 to 6. They skipped 5.
Yeah.
And yet people still don't play him. It's kind of crazy.
A lot of pressure all over the map at the moment from Fnatic. Bit of aggression here from Grubby. How did STK get downed? I don't know if that was from Grubby. I didn't think he'd shot enough bullets. Perhaps it was from the other side over at the top of East Stairs where most of the Fnatic players are gathering at the moment. Bezzetto's starting to feel that pressure. He lays out another Wamai disc.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's going to be goodbye to to STK rather, thanks to that big nade from downtown.
Good progress being made, man advantage, a lot of utility as well, information game. And again, this Argus cam is still alive. It's such pivotal information. They see the window jump out possibly. Yeah, turn around, get the pre-fire. Oh, not quite, Deepak.
Just a
nice try.
Millisecond too late from Deepak. That would have been a free kill, but Jegs is going below. He's going to open up this hatch with the Deimos pistol. Deepak, meanwhile, has died. Oh, he jumped straight into the frost mat, jumping out the window. Bezzetto finds one and somehow manages to survive. Jegs didn't have enough bullets to confirm that kill. It's calamitous for Fnatic. Loud once again slipping through their fingers, and Bezzetto allowed to fall back.
Ah, that's criminal. The 1, the 2, the frostbite pays off. Oh my god, the pre-fire as well. It's falling apart. About 35 seconds left. Time could be an issue for Fnatic because those mirror windows are still alive and the Ashe is in the grave. What now? What do you do? Yeah, getting that jammer, stop the trigger from Deimos working, but there it is. Jaxo again, deep angle from security with that ACOG secures the kill. 20 seconds, 3v2 favoring Fnatic.
2 anti from Live. All Loud need to do is sit behind these mirror windows to claim match point to Fnatic players out on the Armory balcony, looking for an entry. It's a good pre-fire from Jax, but not good enough. Dafo's there. He's found one. He does get traded back again. And Fnatic find their second round in the game. They're looking to mount this comeback.
It's a big one. Again, for Fnatic, the big thing for me is the mental side of things, and now they can start getting a little bit of that confidence back into it. It was a hard-fought victory of a round, but they were fighting the entire way through. And of course, when the side swap happens, you got to figure out, okay, how is the opponent going to play defense? Because they might do it very differently from that you were doing. So the first 2 rounds typically is to figure out, okay, what's the vibe gonna be? Now you gotta go for counterplays. So Fnatic, they buy themselves again one more round. And Border is attacker favorite. It pretty much always has been, so there is that to mind as well. It will be usually easier to win on the attacking side than defense.
Yeah, for 5-1 is still exceeding expectations in my eyes. Yeah. Fnatic would have really hoped to win more than one round on defense. I don't think that one round of defense is enough. But Fnatic will have to have a really exemplary attacking half. I mean, it's just one round deep. I wouldn't get too crazy about it, especially because, I mean, that round was not... It was not an open and shut case like most of the Loud rounds were.
Oh no.
There was a serious fight there from Loud. Fnatic really struggled to isolate some of those players. It's the danger of a pick like Zero, right? Like, they knew exactly where that Momai was for that whole round. Couldn't do anything about it.
It's funny because 3 Argus chem spent like this again from spawn. They see all of office besides the window, jumps in with the information. It's free, Frost Trap. And it's a classic. It's why I love. Okay, it's why I love and hate Siege, right? Because you have all these levels to the game, all these layers, also verticality of the bombs, of course. It's like, oh, this is free, go, 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 go. And you didn't join the door for a Capcan trap or outside door Fenrir mine. Like, there's always something to be conscious of. And the longer or the older the game has gotten, there's more and more of those different elements in the game. And I feel like if you've always been a Siege player, you love it too. But as you started playing a few weeks ago, it's a lot to learn at once.
Yeah, there's a bit of a benefit of having played this game for 10 years, is that you only have to learn things one at a time instead of all at once. What is this aggressive pick from STK? He baits Jegs into the re-peek and takes him down anyway. Good opening from Loud. Fnatic now a player down, and with Deepex struggling to find his way onto the scoreboard at the moment, and Grubby falling as well, Fnatic are really in dire straits. Loud have fortified their positions on the site. They can just sit back. They don't have to take any more risks.
And no mirror against the mirror window. So, okay, they got popped on the Zero cam, actually, the Arcus cam. That's huge from the skylight. But I mean, this is just old school Border. Mirror window, bandit trick, run away, die, unlucky, but a good trade almost happens.
Oh, double kill from Jax, big. Clearing the rest of the top floor players out. He is very low on HP, but my god, he's had a phenomenal performance. He's the top fragger in the server right now, all the way up to 11. 3 players from Loud to try and hide downstairs. On the site, yeah, actually 2 players on the site. I think Fnatic is not aware of STK's position.
You know, I think it would have been genius to Twitch drone yourself and reset for 20 health. That would have been a Giga Chat play.
I mean, it's still only 1 bullet worth of damage. Oh, you got to commit to that, Jax. STK allowed to escape. He's so tempted to peek for another one. Commando in hand, another spray, dueling back and forth. He spots one player elevated, but Jax finds him. It's now a 2v2, 3 kills for the Twitch. But guess who's gone back upstairs? It's Perez. He's looking to open up.
Oh,
the ankles to the floor. He sees Jax and he denies the plan. Now it's a 1v1 on the side. Besetto gets him, and Loud have launched themselves onto match point.
Such a good attempt again for Fnatic, but again, they had to fight so hard every step of the way, and I gotta really accommodate Jaxo there. You're playing basically 2v5 or 3v5 when that round started going in your favor, and you kept going, and you kept going, and the plan was, I think, about a second from being finished, and that could have been enough to win in a 1v2 for your teammate, but no, the Vert, the Reed, Loud, they find the gap again. It was a simple secondary pistol, make the right Vert hole, and find the planter.
Oh. And Fnatic, let's not forget, they took their tactical timeout 3 rounds into this game at 0-3. They ended up with an 0-5 start. And then they scrounged 2 rounds together. Loud have now come back with match point. I can really see why Loud had a lot of confidence going into this game. They reloaded 4 of their 6 bullets, as you can see on that top overlay, whereas Fnatic had 8. They only reloaded 2. So Fnatic knew that this was going to be a tough game. They didn't want to go all in. Well, neither of these teams went all in. A little bit disappointed. I feel like Loud could have gone for a little bit harder than just 4 bullets.
Yeah, but then they used the extended mag, right? And Fnatic only had 8, so you can't really go too crazy in the end.
I mean, you could have gone.
Oh yeah, 6 and then
you could have put your 6 plus.
That's true.
I guess you could have gone 2. But yeah, no, you are right actually, because they get 6 out of the extended mag. Yeah. They already have 6.
Yeah.
So they
So
could have
kind
gone,
of-
they were on 6+6, but you can't go that high because you can only reload as many bullets as your opponent has, so the maximum they could have gone was 8.
They've gone like, I think they've min-maxed this pretty well without sacrificing potential reward.
Should have gone 5 in my view.
Oh, should have.
Should have gone 5.
Okay.
Keep 1 extra life, and
Yeah.
then you can always extend it mag tomorrow if you want.
I mean, you're not wrong. You could really min-max it that way, but I feel like also Loud have played it differently than other teams. They found themselves pretty low in the bullet count, but they got extended max still. They're playing well. They got good experience so far, good practice. Sarks finds Paceto. This one heating up with a fast, aggressive push in the building.
Yeah.
Where was this on defense? That's what I'm thinking to myself. They were not happy to take fast on defense. They're finally doing it on attack.
It was the fastest opening kill we've seen so far from Fnatic.
By far.
It took a minute and a half to get in the building in their first
Whee!
attack. Now a reply, an aggressive peek from Perez. He himself has had a really good game, already clocked double digits. Baiting is grubby, but Perez gets the better of him regardless. We will have a revive, though, come through. In all likelihood, Deimos comes on out. That's going to make things awkward for Dafo. And they're actually going to go send it into side. Jax, though, walks straight into a goo mine. He can't plant as of yet. He's going to relocate, go for a replant. But Live is there, and he sprays him on down. Jags looking to duel him, looking to reply. And Live holds down the fort on the bomb site, taking down both of those attackers looking to rush. It was a nice idea from Fnatic, knowing that you've got Perez upstairs, knowing that Dafo's upstairs as well, but Live would hold the fort. Now, 3v3.
Oh my god!
But again from above, the retake. Live has done everything for Loud. It's all up to Deepek now, and he's down on the side. He needs to go back up again, but he's worried because he's getting sprayed down from Perez, takes his head off, and now it's a glorified 1 versus 1. Dafo versus Live. As the revive comes through, and Deepek is going to hunt him for it. Dafo's ready, and the game is over. It's a loud and resounding statement from the Brazilians. A 7-2 victory over Fnatic.
What an incredible final round to show the capabilities of this roster, of the Brazilians. I mean, they're playing such a flexible game of border, back and forth, really using verticality well there. And just again, we saw 4 separate injuries in the final round, one at a time. And they kept playing the do I rest, do I cover, do I rest, do I cover? The mind games towards Fnatic there, making them have to choose their struggles in that moment.
Yeah, I don't know if they were aware that they had it down on the side still, but my
Not
God.
sure.
I think that's the most players we've seen down and the most impact that has resulted in players being down in a very long time. Beautiful play from Loud. We were a little bit unsure after their first game where they beat Falcons. We were like, what, are these guys like the next big thing?
Yeah.
They made main stage top 6 at Invitational, and then they lost to Secret, which we kind of picked as a mid-pack team.
Yeah.
Now a resounding victory over Fnatic certainly is going to boost our expectations of what we think Loud are capable of.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the top contenders for top 8.
Also small thing, but in that final 1v1, technically 1v2 because injured player, he tossed the C4 as a sound cue. If he shoots it, he's pushing up the middle stairs.
Right.
And if not, you go for the res and you insta-pop it in case he was pushing
Cool.
it.
I didn't
Those
even notice
small details make a huge difference. That's why he came off the revive and went for the gunfight.
Yeah,
So just perfect.
phenomenal showing from Loud. They end that game up from 6 points, or bullets rather, up to 10 bullets on the standings. That's going to shoot them up. Fnatic, they were at 8 at the start of today. They put 2 behind this game. They've lost them, so they're now on 6. A huge up for Loud. Of course, we've still got 2 more matches here on the B stream, so don't go anywhere.